An important politician sits quietly and admires the dance of a beautiful geisha. But then his excited assistant bursts in and shouts at the top of his voice, "Chief, in 3 minutes you will be killed if you don't change your political line." The politician, of course, laughed. Instead of saving his own skin, our hero decided to have a little fun, and tested the geisha for strength by grabbing her by something that normally geisha should not grab. Suddenly, the politician's insolence causes the girls to short-circuit. Out of nowhere, 2 brave ladies in Tengu masks and with swords at the ready jump out. But our girls clearly didn't expect the big boss to have a strong security detail. While the bodyguards are heroically fighting the angry Tengu, the cunning geisha takes our politician aside and decides to finish the job herself. Yoshi the robot geisha comes to his aid. This iron lady is quick and tasteful in dealing with her rival.
Yoshi wasn't always a cold killing machine.
She was once an ordinary, unremarkable girl who was constantly harassed, kicked and forced to keep her mouth shut. The main offender was her beautiful sister Kiku, a future geisha star. But one day a prominent young man, Hikaru Kajino, son of the boss of a large company, comes to visit them. The older sister immediately tries to please him, but Yoshi spoils everything. For what, as usual, was punished. However, Hikaru takes a liking to the clumsy Yoshi. The next day, Yoshi goes on a date with Hikaru and unexpectedly fights off a strange killer nurse. Of course, it's not the most successful date, but things happen in life. In the evening, Kajino's wealthy family invites both sisters over for a friendly dinner.
The head of the family shows them a bomb capable of wiping out all living things.
Then he nonchalantly reveals his brilliant business plan. They are training a super-secret team of fighting maidens. After which the sisters enter the ring against each other. Just like that, a family dinner turned into a deadly battle. During the sisters' fight, their emotions flared up as if someone had plugged them into a high-voltage line. Kiku, hungry for freedom and acceptance, was ready to pounce on her own sister with all her passion. At the time, Yoshi was against it. However, a battle is a battle, and after a few spectacular lunges and sword strikes, Yoshi won an unwanted victory. The younger sister became the pride of the Kajino Corporation and the star of the Tengu Girls Special Unit. And the older Kiku got a simpler position, serving lunches, scrubbing floors and quietly envying her successful sister. But Kiku's ambitions could not be limited to cleaning and serving tea. She secretly dreamed of overtaking her sister and decided to modernize her body by building a machine gun into her chest. Yoshi, not used to lagging behind, modernized her body as well. Soon Hikaru decided to see if his battle beauties were capable of real missions. He sent a squad on a hunt for a powerful Yakuza representative. Dressed as schoolgirls, armed to the teeth, geisha staged a spectacular attack. However, the mobster was agile and quickly dodged. After an epic battle in which bodies fell and parts flew apart, only the sisters Kiku and Yoshi survived. They finished the job by sending the Yakuza to the other side of the world. After that, they continued to destroy the unwanted. Yoshi's next task was simple: get rid of the suspicious pensioners who were on duty outside Kajino's office. But when Yoshi saw these sweet old men, she realized she couldn't handle the task. Instead of a bloody show, she helped the old men escape to safety. Yoshi was disciplined for her kindness, and the new assignment became especially brutal. If she fails to handle the 2 terrorists, her sister Kiku will meet a sad end. The first terrorist fell easily, but the second managed to tell Yoshi the shocking truth. They were trying to prevent the devious Kajino from destroying Japan with a giant bomb. Yoshi realized the betrayal too late. Hikaru had activated the explosive in advance, and it was supposed to detonate with the terrorists. Although the bomb exploded, Yoshi miraculously survived, though she lost her lower body. Fortunately, retired old men found her in time and made the girl new legs, improved and a bit creaky. As soon as Yoshi opened her eyes, she learned that the old men had gone to Kajino's office to free their granddaughters and sisters who had been kidnapped by the villainous corporators. Meanwhile, Hikaru erases all of Kiku's memory, realizing that her help will be needed against Yoshi. From now on, the girl was to serve only him, turning into an obedient and completely memoryless death machine. After that, she and her father listened to the old men's ultimatum until they suddenly decided that negotiations were boring and opened fire with machine guns. Only 3 of the old men survived. That's when it became clear that Kajino had a secret trump card. The corporate office suddenly came to life, stood on huge mechanical legs, and ran across town to the nearest volcano. The plan was elegant and simple: throw a giant bomb into the mountain's mouth, and spectacularly wipe Japan off the world map. At this time, Yoshi, who had recently undergone a not-so-pleasant body upgrade, came to her senses and, realizing the seriousness of the situation, decided to quickly arrive to help. The only problem was distance. She couldn't run far on her new legs. So she turned her legs into a tank. Meanwhile, a heated gunfight was going on inside the office robot. The old invalid was not so simple. Right from his knee he shot the head of the corporation, sending him to a well-deserved vacation.
Hikaru managed to escape.
He controlled a robot wreaking havoc in the city. Taking off on her tank-like limbs, Yoshi faced an army of former partners, the Tengu maidens with whom she had once shared lunch breaks and combat training. Reluctantly and sadly, she dealt with them and then spectacularly jumped inside the giant building like an action movie, disregarding the laws of physics. At the top of the mountain, Hikaru had already prepared to ceremoniously drop a bomb into the volcano, but Yoshi prevented him. Standing in her way was Kiku, who didn't recognize her sister and attacked. After a brief exchange of blows, Yoshi realized that her only chance to save her sister was to awaken her memories. This worked better than any psychotherapy. Something clicked in Kiku's memory, and the sisters immediately reconciled. They combined their powers in a very original way. The top half of Kiku literally split in two and absorbed Yoshi. They turned into a new invincible creature and attacked Hikaru. The giant robot office spectacularly flew up into the sky and headed straight into space, where it exploded, scattering fireworks against a backdrop of distant stars. Moments later, in the quiet afterlife, on the shore of a calm lake, the two sisters finally found their long-awaited peace. They happily twirled in a dance, forever becoming one, the geishas they had dreamed of in their youth. That's all for today. Don't forget to subscribe and like if you want to know more incredible stories where common sense rests and imagination celebrates victory.